I find this to be hilarious for many reasons. Number one, banning Karl Marx because of the recent conflict in Ukraine. I mean, just because there's a conflict today doesn't mean that it should affect people from the past. They want it even more. They don't even know. Like, why? Why? Second reason, Karl Marx is not even Russian. He was born in Germany. He lived, if I'm not mistaken, in the United Kingdom. Now, I know that the communist revolution took place in Russia, and it's one of the first countries in the world where this beautiful and very flourishing and vibrant ideology took roots. But the man is German. Sie spricht Deutsch. So that is what I have to say regarding the incident. However, what I also want to say, and this is equally important, leftists get fucked. How about that? How about you get fucked? What do you think about that stance? Huh? Do you like my position? Oh, hypocrisy. Oh, shut the fuck up. Do you know, where were the leftists when the books of Dr. Seuss got cancelled? Where were the leftists when statues of American founding fathers were being taken down? I'll tell you where they were. They were on Twitter. And do you know what they were doing on Twitter? They were cheering. They were like, oh, with a big soy face and happiness and glee. And now that it's happening to them, they're not having smiley faces, they're having frowny faces. So you normalize this behavior, and now you're shocked, your Pikachu face. It's like, oh, but we're normalizing it. Why are other people using it now? Because they're profiteering of you normalizing things. You see the beautiful thing about principles? Like when you have a principle like free speech, it's not so that your enemy gets to speak. No. It's so that it defends you as well. Like this is why we have principles in a society, so that it's not being done to you. Now, I know some people love Karl Marx as much as they love the founding fathers, but you have no empathy. And if you have no empathy, why do you expect other people to have empathy for you after you were cheering when their shit got destroyed? Right? So this is how empathy works. It's a two-way street. Maybe some people would have cared if you acted like this is some principle in society, but you normalized the removal of names, you normalized the removal of statues, a fly over a cuckoo's nest got banned, right? Like, do you remember that? Do you remember the purge, which happened 2 years ago? The Great American Cultural Revolution, do you remember that? Where were you? Oh, you were nowhere to be found. And now it's like, oh, where are the right-wingers defending Mr. Marx? Oh, where are they? No, they're doing to you because they know they can get away with it because now you can't complain. That's why you have absolutely no more room to stand. Oh, but my right-wing principles. Yeah, my right-wing principles. Where were you defending them? Where were you defending them when they were under attack? You know what you did? You told right-wingers that there are no more principles. That's what you did. You normalized it, a word that the left used to love. You loved it so much, you took it in bed with you. Normalization. You normalize the act of removing names. You normalize the act of censorship. And now, finally, the day has come that I have predicted. It's being done to you. And you don't like it. You don't like it. And you're like, why are the right-wingers defending? Why should we defend? Why should we defend? I don't understand. Good. More of it. More. Much more. I'm enjoying this, by the way. So, not only that, but think about socialism. What is socialism? Is the ideology of the burglar, of the thief, and of the mugger. It's legalized theft. The concept of socialism means that legally we can steal shit from other people and then redistribute them equally. In other words, I need to have faith that the thief is then going to give the thing that is stole back to the people equally. Do you know who has that idea? The mafia. The mafia had that idea as well. Like they take stuff, they take protection money and then they redistribute. How did that work out? Yeah, but whatever, fine. Prestigious thing, I was shocked that in a university they had this room named Karl Marx in the United States. Like, this is what shocked me. Like, why would you, like, you're America, all right? You don't have to choose between Hitler and Stalin. That's the beauty of it. Capitalism won. You won the Cold War. Why are you having the name Karl Marx in a university? And I love it. Marx was one of the more than a dozen historical individuals whose name was etched on various study rooms. But his name was removed. The Karl Marx Group study room seats 2 to 12 students in Library West was removed. An inscription that formerly existed underneath the Marx nameplate referred to Marx as a philosopher, radical economist, revolutionary critic who is widely recognized as the father of scientific socialism. Can you imagine if they had one for Goebbels or some other shit? Like, no, for some reason, I can't fathom why. Like, what's wrong with Adam Smith? Why can't you have Adam Smith there? Why can't you have Milton Friedman or other people that actually created prosperity and they put emphasis on freedom and liberty rather than squeezing you tightly in a red fist? And by the way, I know there's probably a couple of you watching this video and it's like, but V, okay, if you're in the United States, you will never get socialism. Do you understand this? Like, try to hammer it in your heads. You will never, ever get socialism in the United States. You know why? Because of the Constitution. And because people have guns. You can't steal their shit. They have guns. You can't do it. So what is going to happen is that if you are socially inclined and you want socialism, there's going to be politicians that are going to take advantage of your desire, and they're just going to use you like a useful idiot so they can expand the government, so that there's more taxation, so that the government gets more stuff from people, but they will never redistribute it. Why on earth do you expect Nancy Pelosi to share her wealth? Please explain to me so I can understand from Romania. Why do you think Joe Biden is ever going to open his coffers and give anything to you? Why do you think that Elon Musk or Bezos is going to allow the government to take their stuff when they can just simply leave? In what fantasy world do you honestly live in? What is wrong with you people? How can you genuinely believe that, oh yes, I love socialism and it's going to happen in the US? No, it's not going to happen in the US. It's not a country that's even ripe for it. What you can have, at best, if you really want to, best we can do is fascism. That's what the people in power are going to tell you. The best we can do is like, so it's not even fascism, it's like a crony capitalism. That's the best you can get. So the decision to remove Marx's nameplate after about 8 years drew mixed reaction from Twitter. The University of Florida decided to change the name of a room in one of the libraries from Karl Marx due to the invasion of Ukraine. Let that sink in for a moment. If it doesn't immediately make you question what kind of higher learning is taking place here. Oh, shut the fuck up. I literally saw a video from higher learning in the US where the students were screeching like idiots. Like they were literally screaming, and that was considered a debate. I'll make another video and I'll probably show you just how they're acting like beneath kindergarten level. So don't talk about like there's some higher standard of education going on. Like don't try to pretend like when you talk about American University, we think about the scientific elite. No, I literally just think of some man-children foaming at the mouth and screaming because someone they disagree with is trying to have a conversation. So yeah, this is what I think. And by the way, if a single one of you, if I see a single person of you going like, oh V, but we don't like censorship. Great. You know what? I don't like it either. But guess what? It's normalized. Now, do me a favor. Find the leftist and try to unnormalize censorship. Like, find the leftist and try to condemn censorship. And when you come with the leftist holding hands to me, I'll change my stance. So if you want me to condemn this, come with the if you don't have a leftist, I'm not acknowledging you, okay? Like, I want you with a progressive person holding hands like this, coming up to me and say, hey, V, we want to stop normalizing censorship. And I'll be like, you know what? I now have seen everything. I guess maybe we can have a principle. Because in order to have a principle, you need both parties to agree. But right now, you're acting like some hippie during World War II in London saying, I don't know what planes are. I don't want to learn how to make an anti-aircraft gun. I just want the Germans to stop bombing. Because we're peaceful and we don't want conflict. How do you think that works out? Right? So the more I see of this, which by the way is completely symbolic, like it doesn't do anything, right? But the more crap of this that I see, the more hopeful I am that maybe one day both parties can come to the table and say, all right, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't take down statues. Maybe we shouldn't just ban names. Maybe we shouldn't hit the censorship button whenever we have a problem. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.